Do you know most of the students from the technical background are aspiring for the software jobs? The moment they join engineering colleges, they all are thinking about software jobs. But how many are getting software jobs and how many are unable to find the jobs? And most of the students, once they complete the engineering college, they want to do software jobs. That's why they'll go for training in some XYZ institutes. Now, what they learn in these institutes, they learn different programming languages and they will try for the software companies. So they write the exams, attend the interviews, prepare for the interviews, then crack the job. That's their path. But those who are aspiring for these kind of jobs, those who are doing some kind of crash course in software institutes, but most of them are finding so much difficult because whatever they are learning in these institutes is not up to the mark. Whatever the companies are expecting from the students who are aspiring for software jobs, that is not fulfilled by most of the institutes. So what they are getting in these institutes is only a certain kind of programming language. It's like a crash course. Later they'll prepare for interview and certain common questions are given to them and they'll prepare and sometimes they do by hearting. Then they'll go for interviews and with great difficulties they will crack these kind of jobs. After taking several courses in so many institutes, most of the students still finding difficulties. Then why students are facing so difficult to crack any software job even though they are taking multiple courses from different kinds of institutes? The problem here is most of the institutes are not providing the exact required skills to the students. That means there is a huge gap between what the training centers are giving to the students and what are the companies are expecting from the students. In this video, I am going to discuss what are the 5 things that most of the institutes are missing when they are giving training to the students. Now let's start the video. I am Ayab Sharma. I am Students Transformation Mentor. So what are those 5 things? Number 1, they are emerging technologies. Most of the institutes where the students are taking training or like a crash course to prepare for software interviews, they all are giving training for old technologies. That means maybe they are giving training in C, C++, Java, these kind of courses. They are very much important, but not only these things, but also advanced skills also must be given training to the students. Those advanced skills like artificial intelligence, data science, cloud computing, and there are so many advanced courses where the companies are expecting from the students. Number 2, soft skills to the students. Most of the institutes are focusing only on the courses, that too for a short period of time, so that all the students will join the training and they'll have this course and they'll just leave the training center. That's it. But the problem here is the companies are also expecting soft skills from the students. What are those soft skills? Like communication skills, leadership qualities, problem solving techniques. These are the very, very important skills that any student should have. Then only the company will have it will give the preference to the students when they are going for the interview. Number 3, industry specific skills. Not only the software companies, but also certain kind of core companies or maybe manufacturing companies, they also expecting so many qualities from the students. Like they want a certain kind of practical experience and manufacturing techniques and some technical skills. All these are expected from the student. Now these kind of industry specific requirement training is not there in most of the training institutes. They are focusing only on the course that are designed for them. It's a predefined course. Number 4, practical hands-on experience. It means that most of the companies are expecting from the students to have certain kind of practical knowledge. So that means they're expecting certain kind of experience in certain kind of project, which means that even though you have taken training in certain institute, in certain domain or some kind of courses, but they also expect a certain experience on this particular domain. That means if you work in any kind of project or design of any product, maybe software or hardware, whatever it may be, if you have that kind of knowledge, that means they are expecting experience in certain kind of project. That means they think or they assume that you will have certain practical knowledge, then you will be given more preference. Number 5, career guidance and placement assistance. Most of the institutes are failed to give that certain kind of career guidance as well as placement assistance. So career guidance means certain institutes must have certain kind of programs which will be teaching about the career guidance. That means most of the students may not understand in which way they have to go, what is the direction they have to follow. So these things or these awareness will not be there. So if the institutes offer certain kind of career guidance programs, like what are the skills must be learned and in which direction we have to go, how to learn advanced skills, and what are the expectations from the company for a certain kind of job role. So this kind of career guidance and motivation programs are there in the institute, it will be very much better for the students. And another important point here is placement assistance. Most of the institutes claim themselves that they are providing the placements. That means they'll send to the interviews to a certain kind of companies, but it is failed by the most of the institutes except for few top institutes. So the problem here is these kind of institutes will not have any contacts with most of the companies, and they cannot send. That means there is no placement guarantee when, even though you have taken training in certain kind of institutes. So what they do, they will offer certain kind of courses. It is up to the student's responsibility, who has to register in certain kind of platforms like Naukri, Monster, different platforms. Then whenever they get the interview calls, they need to attend and crack the interview. That's it. So there is no guarantee that these institutes will give the placements. That means this is the problem with most of the institutes. If the institutes are able to provide certain kind of placement assistance, like once the training is completed, if they are able to provide certain kind of interviews of some companies, it will be very much useful to the students. So if you are planning to take any kind of course in any institute, definitely do check all these points. If any kind of institute is providing all these things, then definitely you can join that particular institute and you will get more benefit. If anything is missed out of this, you need to take the responsibility to prepare yourself. Otherwise you choose wisely, so that or search for the better institute where everything is covered, so that it is very easy for you to crack any kind of interview, and you will be settled at early life. Thank you everyone.